In the conflict between Israel and Palestine, tanks play a significant role, especially in the ground operations initiated by Israel. But can they effectively utilize them? After all, Hamas fighters have learned to overcome the active defense systems of Israeli tanks. However, Israeli commanders have drawn valuable lessons from the way Russian tanks burned in Ukraine and have improved their tank defenses. In this video, we'll explore this topic, discussing the vulnerabilities that Hamas has identified in the Merkava tanks and how Israel plans to protect them better. So, subscribe to our channel and let's get started. How Hamas found a way to overcome the active defense of Israeli tanks. Terrorist group Hamas has demonstrated a method to defeat the active defense system, Trophy, on Israeli Merkava Makisht 4 tanks. Trophy is an active protection system developed by Israeli companies Rafael and IAI to safeguard armored vehicles from enemy rocket-propelled grenades, RPGs, and anti-tank guided missiles, which pose a significant threat in the war against terrorist organizations. Equipped with multiple radars and optical sensors, the system can detect incoming projectiles and their flight path. Upon detection, it automatically launches a countermeasure, intercepting the enemy projectile in flight and destroying it with an explosion. Trophy has proven its effectiveness in battles in 2011 and 2014 in the Gaza Strip, successfully intercepting numerous RPG-7, RPG-29, and anti-tank guided missile shots, such as Faggot and Cornet. It is still considered a reliable solution for defense against RPGs and anti-tank missiles. However, in a recently published video, Hamas fighters were seen using exotic paired grenade launchers equipped with two cumulative grenades, resembling the Soviet PG-7V and PG-7VR grenades. Judging from this, the design appears to exploit a vulnerability in Trophy's inability to intercept two projectiles consecutively in a narrow sector. The first grenade fired from the launcher serves as a scout to neutralize the Trophy countermeasure. Immediately following it, the second projectile is launched, aiming for the gap in the defense to destroy the tank. The PG-7VR grenade placed at the bottom of the launcher is a powerful munition equipped with a leading tandem charge, which neutralizes dynamic protection and penetrates the primary charge of exposed armor. It can penetrate up to 650 mm of homogeneous armor. Conceptually, the Palestinian invention mirrors the operation of the Russian RPG-30 Hook anti-tank grenade launcher, which, to bypass the countermeasure, fires a target decoy immediately followed by the main 105 mm cumulative projectile. Also, Hamas fighters also exploit another weakness of the Trophy system, which is its inability to intercept projectiles in the upper hemisphere. The system has an unprotected blind spot above the tank in the form of a 70-degree cone. On October 14th, Palestinian militants used a quadcopter to destroy one of the Merkava Makisht 4M tanks, taking advantage of this vulnerability. How Israel plans to protect its tanks. Hamish de Breton Gordon, the former British Army commander, said it was unlikely that Israeli tanks would be used in close-quarters combat, especially in built-up urban areas in Gaza. He said the Merkavas would be safer in a rear position and used for long-range precision fire, at a range of just over a mile. This would also help tank operators stay out of the range of Hamas's more advanced anti-tank guided missiles. Hamas has had apparent success in picking off single tanks, including seizing an unattended fighting machine parked at a military base. It'll be a completely different kettle of fish when the tanks are protected by Israeli infantry, Mr. de Breton Gordon said. It is expected the Israelis would use the tanks only in a close support role, providing a solid lump of metal as infantry move through Gaza City. But there are lessons to be learned from Russia's faltering invasion of Ukraine, during which Moscow's tanks often operated on their own, without the support of air power and infantry. Brigadier Hisham Ibrahim, commander of Israel Defense Forces Armored Corps, told The Economist, "We saw how the Russians fought in Ukraine and the mistakes they made. They fought there in a single-course fashion, instead of using combined arms tactics." As Mr. de Breton Gordon said, Israeli tank commanders had already taken note of the use of $500 drones and $500 grenades being used to take out multi-million-dollar machines. "We've seen in Ukraine very simple imaginative ideas to take out tanks have worked. We've worked out how to avoid hand grenades," he added. Israeli tanks have already been spotted with so-called cope cages to defend them from small air-dropped bombs. Welded grids on the tank turret roof, also known as mangals, are intended to protect armored vehicles from drone strikes and dangerous objects thrown onto the roof during urban combat. In the released photos, a significant amount of Israeli equipment, including 9 Merkava MiG-4M tanks equipped with similar structures, can be seen. Similar structures have long been employed during the Russian-Ukrainian conflict to defend against drone attacks. This issue remains just as relevant for Israeli tanks equipped with advanced trophy active defense systems. Mangals were used on Merkavas in the past, but these were isolated cases and primarily aimed at protecting against incendiary devices and explosives that could be thrown onto the tank from windows and rooftops during urban warfare. Israel received a batch of the latest Merkava Barak tanks. Recently, the Defense Ministry and Israel Defense Forces revealed the military's new main battle tank, the Barak, following 5 years of development. It is believed that this tank will be more effective in countering Hamas attempts to destroy Israeli tanks. It integrates systems developed by various Israeli defense companies, including Elbit Systems, Rafael, and the Israel Aerospace Industries subsidiary, ELTA. In 2015, the Ministry of Defense and the military initiated research for a new tank, with the development process starting in 2018. Initial trials were conducted in 2020, and in recent months, the first tanks were delivered to the Army. These Barak tanks are said to be equipped with a wide array of reliable sensors for target detection. The crew can exchange intelligence with other tanks or Army units, which is described as a true revolution on the battlefield. The Barak tank enhances enemy detection capabilities and enables operations against low-signature threats in all combat scenarios, in the modern and future battlefield, against the entire spectrum of threats to maneuvering forces, as stated by the Ministry of Defense. The tank commander will wear a helmet developed by Elbit, similar to a fighter pilot's helmet, providing a complete view of the surroundings and displaying relevant battlefield information. This helmet, named Iron Vision, generates an image allowing the crew to see through the armor of the vehicle, assisting in overcoming visibility limitations while enhancing effectiveness and safety. According to the announcement, the system enables 360-degree head scanning and real-time target location through artificial intelligence capabilities. The tank has received a new sight, improved night vision equipment, new touchscreen interfaces, and an enhanced fire control system. The Barak tanks are equipped with the advanced windbreaker, trophy, anti-missile defense system developed by Rafael. The Barak tank possesses the means and capabilities to close fire circles among all the forces on land and in the air to reduce time and increase accuracy in battle, stated the Israeli Ministry of Defense. So, that's all for today. What do you think? Can Hamas overcome the new defense of Israeli tanks? Write in the comment. If you like this video, please subscribe and hit the like button. See you soon.